Okay, this is a discussion with David Vicentin, who is a Kanban expert about the relationship between Kanban and the Scaled Agile framework. I'm Mishkin Berteig. I'm a coach and consultant, and I've worked with David for 5+ years now. And I'd like to give David just say a few words about yourself, and then we'll move into the conversation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm David. I'm a Master of Science in Finance, Economics, and also a project management expert. Over 20 years, I have been working in projects and improving organizations, finding better ways to improve their efficiency, productivity, and quality, essentially to improve the customer satisfaction. I'm here with Mishkin as said to give you an overview of what we know and the things that you can also learn so you can improve the things you do and make your customers even happier.
Awesome. So we're going to have a bit of a discussion, and I'd like to start by just asking, first of all, at the highest, most basic level, what is Kanban, or what is the Kanban method?
Interesting to know, most of people today, when they hear about Kanban, they think about a board. And that is correct, but it's just a small portion of what the Kanban method is. Kanban is a way to visualize things, to represent, to make the information flow in a better and more efficient way. So there are many techniques that are in the Kanban method, and visualizing is one of them.
Right. So a lot of teams I've worked with say we're doing Kanban, we have a Kanban board, but that's not really what Kanban is. It's more fundamental than that. So what are some examples of some things in the Kanban method that a lot of people don't know about?
So for example, the Kanban basically is used to improve the way information and the work flows. So if you're struggling to get things done, if you're struggling to communicate things to different departments, different parts of the organization, it doesn't matter what is the level of the work that you are doing. It can be from strategic to a tactical level. But essentially, you start visualizing what you have. You then communicate all the work and the details of the work that you have in that board. And with that, you start measuring how much time it takes for you to get the work done, what are the struggles, what are the challenges. You make visible and clear what are the dependencies that there exist, and you start creating some actions as you see that the items are moving or not according to the pace you would like. So you can limit work in progress, or you can increase the focus of your team to get something done, something that they have been procrastinating or they have been struggling because some other departments are waiting for information, requirements, whatever is the reason. So you can increase the awareness and making some policies visible so everyone will synchronize the work and get more done in less time.
Okay, so you mentioned work in progress, you mentioned policies, and of course the board. I know that in Kanban in the Kanban method, there's quite a few other things as well, but let's talk about work in progress for a moment. This concept of limiting work in progress to focus, I mean, for a lot of people, this is really counterintuitive what happens here. So tell us about what happens, like what is it to limit work in progress and what happens when you do it?
There's a misconception about work in progress, which is create constraints in the process so people cannot get the work done. On contrary, the idea of limiting work in progress is to make sure we focus on the right things in the right time. So let's say that we have a team and the team is working into some features or some projects, and we are defining and say, hey, everyone, let's not start new work until we get this done. So it's a normal pattern when we see in many different large organizations, when you are working with some different departments, different people that you don't know, but you are waiting information from them, and that information is being delayed, you just start something else because you want to be busy, you want to be productive, which is good on the local perspective, but in a global analysis, that's not so good.
Yeah,
So
so in other words, like if I'm sitting at my desk at home and I'm waiting for someone else to give me some information, for example, my natural tendency is going to be to go, oh, what else can I work on so that I feel productive? And so instead of having one thing in progress, now I've got two things in progress. And it feels good for me myself, but you're saying it doesn't actually help in the global perspective. Say more about that.
and that's correct. So there's this feeling of, okay, I'm very busy, have lots of things in progress. And that is the challenge. So you want to have a few things in progress, but you want to be proud of getting things done. Okay.
Ah,
That's what you need to know. And the idea of limiting work in progress is a temporary measure so you can define what the team should focus on. And instead of procrastinating or postponing some decisions, those decisions have to be taken right away. It doesn't matter if it's engaging another department, talking to another VP, or engaging someone else, but some tough decisions, they have to be made so you can progress with your project sometimes. So that's the idea of limiting work in progress.
okay. So in the scaled agile environment where you have, multiple teams working in a release train, for example, you might even have multiple release trains. You've got a portfolio of projects that you're working on all the way down to the tactical level of many different user stories on team product backlogs. Basically, the idea is that, there's all this work, but at any given moment, the stuff that's actually being worked on is limited. And so instead of starting 10 things at once at a team, you might only start three things. There's a great phrase I've heard from Kanban. It's stop. What is it? How does it go? Stop.
Stop starting, start finishing.
Right.
So
Yeah. Stop starting, start finishing. And it's just like it's amazing what that can do for productivity, for focus, and also actually just to feel like proud of actually accomplishing something and getting stuff done.
that's right, Mishkin. And again, this not only works for the team, but also works for scrum masters, safe practitioners, and leaders, executives, so they can understand what are the current challenges and they can see things being accomplished as you go. So imagine how great would that be if every sprint the team can release and deliver what is necessary without having to come with the excuse and say, no, we are still waiting for some information or for someone to deliver some feature or some work. So that happens. Of course, it is important, but that should be exception,
Yeah.
not should be the rule. And
Yeah.
most of the organizations today, they struggle a lot of this. And what they start doing is they increase the sprint length. They say, oh, we cannot get things done in 1 week. So let's make it a sprint in 2 weeks. Oh, we cannot do this. So we have to not only stop starting, but stop with the excuses as well.
Yeah.